Alrighty, let's get into it. So we're going to start with the losing trade, which was on USD. So on USD, on this thing, we had it come up and go to higher time frame first. So this thing ended up having like this. There's really big push lower recently. This thing came down and it completely rebalanced this entire leg of price action right here. So after doing that, that's where it found support. It found support there, and then it wanted to revert into a premium, right? So take a Fibonacci from that high to that low, measure that price range. This thing reverted into a premium. And then, as you can expect, after doing so, it found some resistance, and then it put in that swing high, as you see right there, came down to that imbalance. So it comes down into that bullish imbalance. It finds support off that bullish imbalance, comes up, seeks the highs, and that's what we saw. Like, it's coming up, and it's taking care of higher time frame buy side liquidity right here, where I'm about to mark on the chart. So let's go back to the lower time frame now. So I see this thing coming up here. I see this thing coming up here into London, and I see it run out that buy side liquidity. And at this point, keep in mind also, yeah, it's previous day's highs, but also it's taking care of Asian session highs too. So Asian session highs is done with too when it's having this push up that you see right there. And then it has a reversal lower. Now, what I noticed about this was we had a swing high, high high in the middle, lower high on the left, lower high on the right, the third candle draw right there where my cursor is pointing. As we understand, powerful signature, powerful draw many times. I have that in place right there. And it's immediately after taking higher time frame buy side, Asian session highs. I see that in place. And then at the same time, the 15-minute, I have this nice displacement on the 15-minute fair value gap, strong close, etc. Signatures for a shift, right? So I ended up, or what I wanted to do with this, I wanted to target this low hanging objective being the low of the impulse move, because that's how I do the 15-minute and the 1 hour every single time. I target the low hanging objective. And so I wanted to target 16. My entry on this was up at 26. And then I had a 10 pip stop on it, so at 36. Couldn't do it, as you can see. Ended up ramping up, just, no type of follow through whatsoever on it. And what went wrong on this then? That begs the question. Well, let me just make very clear, this was not the best setup. And I'm not just saying that because like it didn't play out. I'm saying it because there are several things in there that I can notice. Like I got a 20 level in there that it pulled back into. 20 levels an institutional price level. Found support off that. But also at the same time, if you really look at that 1 hour, the 1 hour is still bullish, technically. And it took out this 1 hour sell side right here. Look at my cursor, and it respected that sell side. It rebalanced that price action completely, and it respected that level. So right away, I got that 1 hour sell side. I got that imbalance. I got the 20 institutional price level. I got all this stuff right here that it's respecting at that area. Seeks opposing buy side, right? And you can see that's what happened. So that 15-minute was just basically the bait in to create that buy side above the high, which it did. See? So that's what happened. That was the one loser that I did have today. And then this thing ended up ramping up all the way into New York. And then in New York, we had 8:30 high impact news. What happens? It ramps up. It accelerates it. Now we understand many times the first run that you see from news is a fake run. Not all the times, but many times that is indeed the case. So I see this thing and it's just pushing up into a deeper premium now. It's pushing up to a deeper premium. I still have Asian session lows intact down here. I still have that imbalance down there. I still have that 4 hour third candle draw down there. I still have that 1 hour third candle draw down there. I have all this stuff down there. And I have this thing pushing up into a deeper premium influenced by news, which is that time element. So I understand that that's probably not going to hold up. I understand that that's probably going to get crushed soon, but it needs to provide the confirmation. Okay. So I end up getting that right here, look. So we end up coming down and we cracked a short-term low. Look at my cursor. Close beneath it. You already got the fair value gap confirmation. Right there. See that? You got the fair value gap right there. You got that strong close right there. What does it want to do next? It has the change in trend in a premium, followed up after the news. So we understand many times news is a fake run. Now I got that. It flipped a switch. And as I plugged, you see right there, as I plugged in chat, we have that imbalance right there. We want to see it rebalance that price action because that's in a discount marketplace. You see, it's got the change in trend and now wants to rebalance the price action down below. And that's what it does. It comes down and it completely takes care of it right there, as you can see. Now in USDCHF, we had this thing, it had like a really big push lower recently, as you see right here. So of course, when it has a big push lower like that, it's in a discount marketplace. It's in a discount marketplace because if you take your Fibonacci, you measure that price range, it's well below 50% equilibrium, so it's in a discount. But even with it being in a discount marketplace, as I said in the first live stream session, as I said, this could, like, I'm still looking for a short. It doesn't have to come to a premium for me to get a scalp short on it. Because, you know, typically, like that's a lot for it to do in one go. That's a big push for it to do in one go. Like that's a lot that it has to work through. And it's probably not going to do it in one push. Do I think it's going to come up into a premium here soon? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I understand it's going to probably need more fuel. It's going to need more liquidity before it can make the trip up into a premium. Because on this first push that you see right here that's happening, we do have Asian session lows still intact, so like liquidity still residing there. And at the same time, this thing is coming up into a higher time frame bearish imbalance. That's resistance, fellas. That is resistance. At the same time that you see this thing pushing up right here, it has taken care of Asian session highs. That is a huge liquidity pool. So think about this. Like, it's in a discount, I understand, but it's coming up to a brick wall, basically. It's coming to a lot of resistance here. And it's going to need more liquidity before it can make the trip up higher to revert into a premium marketplace. It needs more liquidity. Think of like it needs more fuel. It needs more fuel. It's got to take a break, get more fuel before it can make the trip up higher to take care of that. So I see this thing pushing up here. And I also, as I was just mentioning, like I see that I have Asian session lows intact right here as well. So there's that time element in play. Because I understand that is not the time for that to be put in. I understand that is not the time for Asian session lows to be put in right there. And then I see this thing pressing up, taking care of Asian session highs, taking care of a higher time frame imbalance. I understand that this thing's probably going to tip over here very soon. It's probably not going to push up to a premium in one go because that's too much for it. It's going to want to here soon, of course, but not right now. Okay. So I see this thing. I see it pressing up here. I'll go to lower time frame. And then we come into a London session after 3 o'clock. It's continuing to push up. And then we end up having this, right here, look, it pushes up into the imbalance, digs deeper. And then right here, we get a bearish shift. We get fair value gap confirmation right there. And we get a strong close beneath that short-term low. So that is a confirmed 5-minute bearish market structure shift. And you see right here. So we have that 15-minute imbalance that it's going to want to rebalance. That's what I said. Look, I said this in chat. USDCHF lower time frame shift. Seeking that fair value gap below. That's the fair value gap I'm referring to. That's the fair value gap below. It's seeking that fair value gap. We also have a 50 level down there in that area in a discount marketplace. So what does it do? What am I shooting for? That's my PT. I want to see it rebalance that price action. And then it comes down and it rebalances that fair value gap. But Mike, look how much money you left on the table. Look how much money you left. I don't care. That is outside my plan. I do not care about that. I understand that it probably wants to take care of this low, but I'm a scalper primarily. And like, if it's a 5-minute execution for me, of course, I got to bail by New York as per my rules. If it's a London trade, 15-minute and 1 hour is a different story. But with the 5-minute execution, and of course, considering I have news at 8:30 as well, I'm wanting the bell. I'm going to want a bell. So I can understand that it probably wants to seek that down there, but I want my low hanging objective. Okay. I'm content with that. So anything outside my plan is noise. I don't give a damn about how much money I left on the table. All right. That's going to happen regardless. Okay. So now we have this USDJPY right here. This came down. Excuse me. This came down. And we took out higher time frame sell side. We took out Asian session lows. See? Like this is after, like it already pressed up. And this is exactly what we were planning for, what we were talking about in the first live stream session. This is exactly what we were looking for because we understood that it probably wanted to seek higher prices first this morning because like this thing came down, took out significant sales. So I took out the sell side here, took out the sell side here, took out the sell side here, and it was still in a discount marketplace within this dealing range. So we got this dealing range right here. It's still in a discount. So I understand it's probably going to want to seek a premium. And what we ended up having happen here was it came up and it created this buy side right here. And at the same time that it'd be taking out that, it'd become into a premium. So what we were saying in the first live stream session, if you recall, was it's going to want to likely come up here next. It's going to want to seek this buy side here into New York. And then we're going to look for a bearish shift after it does that. And then look for a reversal lower. And then also at the same time, we have that 4-hour third candle draw down below. It's going to be a draw. Took care of it. And then that's what we, like, literally, that's it. We got exactly what we wanted on it. So we had this thing. It pressed up into a premium. Okay, it pressed up into a premium right here. I mean, it literally all throughout London session, this thing is pressing up, pressing up, pressing up, pressing up, pressing up, pressing up. And we see this thing, it started to sell off here. So like it started to sell off like right before New York session. It found resistance there, and then it ended up seeking the lows, right? Which, so I didn't get a play for a short on it. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Like I had that game plan that it's going to come up, press up to a premium, then roll over. That's exactly what happened, but it started rolling over outside of my kill zone. Like I got a shift right here, actually. I got a shift right here, and it did end up holding up. Premium, sold off. See? Shift, premium, sold off. Like literally. But it's outside my kill zone, not able to partake in that one specifically. But then this thing ends up ramping lower. And then we have the 8:30 that happens. And there's high impact news that just accelerates this down into this higher time frame sell side down below, the third candle draw down below, Asian session lows. So first run from news, many times a fake run. And again, it's not always immediate. When I say that, like it's not always like right after that, candle is formed after the news, it has a complete reversal. Sometimes it's a little bit drawn out because it wants a specific liquidity pool. So we had this thing, it being accelerated after the news because it's seeking this liquidity down here. It wants to seek that higher time frame liquidity because we have Asian session lows still intact, and that's not the time for that low to be put in. So it wants that liquidity right there. It wants that third candle draw right there. It comes down, it takes care of it. Boom, we get a nice displacement immediately after doing that. We get that shift. Look right here, short-term high, strong close, fair value gap. That is a confirmed bullish shift in market structure to the upside. At that point, what am I looking for? As I plugged in chat, USDJPY, lower time frame shift. I know I got to it because it's like it was accelerating. As soon as this thing was, shifting up higher right here, I have to position myself. And then by the time I get around to this, it's already pressing up a little bit, but this was the game plan. USDJPY lower time frame shift, about to rebalance that price action up above. So I have this imbalance right here. I said I want to rebalance it up above. Rebalance meaning I want to see it filled in. So what does it do? It comes up and it fills it in completely fills it in, and I lock in gains right there. This one was a bit over 1-to-1 actually, just slightly over 1-to-1. And then that's what we saw take place. Just a really clean play all around. Yeah, fellas, that wraps up the review. Hopefully you enjoy, get them its value, and I will see you later.